a glorious night in a perfect city. Welcome to San Diego, California for the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. The Oregon Ducks making their first ever appearance in this game. 9 wins. They shared the conference championship under Coach Mike Bellotti this season. And from Austin, the University of Texas, third-year head coach Mac Brown has Chris Sims at the helm. They won 9 games for the 3rd straight year. The 3rd most bowl appearances by any football team belongs to Texas. 23rd Culligan Holiday Bowl. 13 of the previous 22 games have been decided in the final 2 minutes and have been decided by a touchdown or less. Oregon won the toss, deferred the option to the second half, so Texas will receive. Dan Katz, not a strong leg, just 4 touchbacks this year, kicking off. Ivan Williams and Victor Ike, the deep men. It's Ivan Williams from the 9. Takes it out across the 30 and to the 31-yard line. The tackle for Keith Lewis. Here comes Texas, led by Chris Sims. You know everything about him. He's Phil's son, high school player of the year nationally in '98. 2nd starting stint of the season, comes off his best game of his career. And on the Beck starting lineups, Hodges Mitchell, 2nd straight 1,000-yard rushing season. And what about the receivers, Kirk?
Keep an eye on Roy Williams, number 4, and B.J. Johnson, both true freshmen. And as much man coverage that they'll face tonight, Texas is going to have to make them pay with the deep ball.
Drive start for the Longhorns from the 31. And Sims to the air right away. Incomplete. Looking for Roy Williams. The coverage was there from Rashard Bowman. We're going to see that matchup all night. Let's talk about the battle up front on the lines, Lee.
Left tackle, number 70, senior Leonard Davis, 6'6", 327 to the top offensive line prospect for the National Football League. I'll tell you one thing, he's the best-looking offensive lineman I've ever seen in person.
Wow.
Mike Williams isn't far behind.
The defensive front saw Patu's 2nd all-time in sacks. Seth McEwen gets the start. Jason Nicolau is not hurt, but we'll see the senior defensive end as the night goes on. On 2nd down, Sims has 5 receivers in the pattern. And the lefty fires complete to B.J. Johnson. Could be very close to first down yardage at the 41. Let's finish these lineups. Tell you about the back 7 for the Ducks. If Collier, Smith, who was a 1st-round draft pick by the Kansas City Royals and had a good baseball career, and Sable, they're all seniors. And the secondary for the Ducks tested tonight.
I indicated a little bit earlier how the Texas offensive players and receivers are going to have to make plays. Keep an eye on Rashad Bowman, number 17, and Steve Smith, number 6. They're going to be on an island a lot tonight, and they need to be able to make some plays, and they'll be tested. That's what Rashad Bowman loves to see.
He loves to chat as well. He's going to see number 4, Williams, a lot tonight. Movement up front. The give first time for the night. Hodges Mitchell. There was no flag. And the first down carry goes to the 44. A pickup of 3. Hodges Mitchell, 1,118 yards this season. Senior, small guy at 5'7", but he is dangerous not just as a rusher, but a pass catcher. 37 catches this year.
That's a good point. He's number 2 in the Big 12 for yards receiving by running backs, only behind Quentin Griffin of Oklahoma. So you know he's going to be a threat coming out of that backfield.
2nd and a long 6. Sims to throw, looked Williams' way, and Bowman smelled it, was all over it, and there for the coverage.
We're going to see this matchup all night long. Even in warm-ups, they were talking back and forth. They've been talking to each other at all the functions all week. Bowman is undersized, but he's a heck of a ball player. 5'8", 180 pounds, going up against Roy Williams. It's 6'5", 210 pounds. Bowman there, good instinct to come up and knock that ball loose.
But he also, if you notice, Kirk, he had number 24, Ryan Mitchell, double covering that William kids. They're not going to leave him on that island too long. Just like you said, it's good night, sweetheart.
You leave him on the island, you are not a survivor. Montrell Flowers, junior receiver in the game. 4 receivers for 3rd down. And a first down catch is made across midfield and into Oregon territory. The 44-yard line, dozen yards on the gain. Brandon Healy, the senior from Carlsbad, California, right north of San Diego, made the catch.
This is the first time I've seen Chris Sims in person, and I'll tell you what immediately strikes me. He's amazing when it comes to throwing the ball straight, Kirk. He knows who to throw it to, but boy, he throws it straight, doesn't he?
Sure has a presence in the pocket as well. They're on 3rd and long, sat in there very nicely and delivered the ball right on the money.
Good opening drive here for the Longhorns. No run. Hodges Mitchell spinning forward to the 41-yard line. Garrett Sable, the senior from Buena Park, California, on the tackle.
As much as we're talking about the one-on-one matchups to the outside, as Lee indicated, Nick Aliotti is smart enough to keep those safeties back, who's the defensive coordinator for Oregon. But Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator for Texas, said the most important thing tonight is not to abandon the run. Just because they're going to try to outnumber us, we have to stick to our guns because we need to have balance to have success. We can't just try to throw to win.
It's inviting with those receivers, though, to get back and throw it. 2nd and 7. Option left. Mitchell. Good open field tackle by Bowman. He's 5'8". He's undersized. He is playing at a disadvantage compared to the Texas athletes. But he told us, hey, I'm a football player. And we said, well, what about the size? He said, no. I'm a football player.
That's all that matters.
Well, I tell you what, he can talk all he wants. He's first team all Pac-10, and this is what I like about him. Watch him, reads the run, comes up Kirk, and gets good square. You see the reason why he makes that play? He got down nice and low, and he got down underneath the pads, and boom, exploded through him. Nice play, Bowman.
3rd and 5. Healy comes back in the game, giving him the 4-receiver look. And Sims throws underneath. Incomplete. He wanted B.J. Johnson, but the coverage was there. And Texas will likely punch it away. Rasuli Webster, the free safety.
This was a play right now that looked like Sims had him, but I believe the ball might have been tipped somewhere along the line of scrimmage, right there by that defensive back. I tell you what, Kirk, Sims is more impressive than I thought he would be starting the ball game off.
Considering he's still young in his career, he stepped in with great poise here. That was a nice play by Webster to get a hand on the ball. Chris
Stockton, the do-it-all kicker for the Longhorns, cannot pin Oregon inside of its own 20, so the Ducks will start at the 20. Our first timeout, 3.5 in, opening quarter of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl from San Diego. Cable Cam comes down the Oregon sideline with us tonight here at Qualcomm Stadium. Opening drive for the Ducks. They average just under 29 points per game. It's in the hands of Sammy Parker, the speedster redshirt freshman receiver. What a hit he took after 8 yards. Quentin Jammer from the corner said, hello. Flag down on the play as well. Our officiating crews from the Big West. Judson Howard has a personal foul on the Longhorns.
They got Quentin Jammer there on a lead hit. Interesting call here by Jeff Tedford, the offensive coordinator of Oregon, opening the game here with the reverse. And Sammy Parker has blazing speed. Once he gets to the outside, right there, you can't really tell if he's out of bounds. Oh, there it was, right there.
It was on Greg Brown.
It was a late hit there on Greg Brown coming through.
Greg Brown in the last game, first defensive snap, made an impact, an interception of a Texas A&M pass to set the tone in their rivalry game.
I like the call because Texas has got tremendous team speed and pursuit, and a reverse like that will slow them down and make sure they play the backside. I like the call to start the ball game off.
Still it's 15 more yards after the foul. So Joey Harrington and the Oregon offense have it at the 42. Nice play fake. To the fullback, Josh Lyon. First down and more. Spilled in the secondary by Jakari Pearson. But a gain of 18, and Oregon has back-to-back first downs.
Another great call here by Jeff Tedford. Texas is a defense that plays a ton of man-to-man coverage. Here the linebacker gets caught up. Eric Waz, number 2, the outside linebacker responsible for Lyon, gets caught up with the play action. And once he rolled out, there was nobody there to cover the fullback.
But again, misdirection against teams that can run are the best way to start the ball game. That was another misdirection call. Excellent call.
Now they come out 3 receivers and 1 back. You'll see lots of formations. And the first touch of the night is a big one for Mo Morris. Could have been. Even bigger. Boy, did he explode through there. Sean Rogers got an arm on him. So here is Joey Harrington. Grew up an Oregon fan. He's living his life dream. He's quarterbacking the school he always wanted to go to. Second team All Pac-10 behind Marcus Tuiasosopo. Morris, 1,106 yards this year. The receivers, Howery and Tucker, average 16 yards per catch. Texas is the headline offensive team, but the Ducks can quick strike as well. After Maurice Morris picked up 6, here's second and 4. That is Keenan Howery, the sophomore in motion. Harrington. First down for Morris. Stepped out of bounds on the near sideline. That's 3 first downs on the opening drive for the Ducks. Taking through the rest of this battle up front, the Oregon offensive line.
Number 76, the right tackle, senior Lee Gundy, 6'6", 325, All Pac-10, number 2 team. He represented the team yesterday at the Culligan Holiday Bowl banquet. Very, very impressive young man.
On the Texans defensive front, Hampton and Rogers. Jerry told you about the 2 studs in the middle, but the key man this year may have been Kalen Thornton, a true freshman who made a big impact at a position where the Longhorns had some of the biggest question marks coming into the season. On first and 10, it is Harrington looking for a receiver, looking for the end zone. It's caught. Spectacular Keenan Howery catch. First and goal, Ducks.
What they did that time, Kirk, is they ran a little crossing route. They run the wide receiver up the middle. Then Keenan Howery did a little circle pass. Watch the way he comes out. Oh, wasn't that sensational concentration, Kirk?
It's big-time catch. Keenan Howery, known for his great hands, kind of a wheel route. He takes Roderick Babers down the sideline, and just after he catches the ball, Chris Carter-like getting that left foot down.
Line is the lone back. They go 4 receivers and spread the field on first and goal. Oregon looking to strike first. Quarterback draw. Quarterback down to the 1. Second and goal for Harrington and company, so the linebackers and DBs must be on alert here for the Longhorns. That linebacking crew in the middle is D.D. Lewis, top tackler, made the move from offense to defense and grew as a player on that side of the ball this year. The secondary has been tested already tonight.
Well, we talked about big plays on both sides. Both defenses gamble, play a ton of man. The man to watch in the secondary for Texas is Quentin Jammer, moved from free safety to corner this year. Big hitter, also is very athletic. He's going to have to play well tonight.
Second and goal, Morris in the backfield. They give to Mo Morris. Can't get all the way home. Reed Boyd, a reserve linebacker, one of the players in there, but the middle is tough to run on against Texas.
I was going to say, you got to really have a lot of confidence to go up the middle against the big boys in there. Sean Rogers and Casey Hampton.
Yeah, but the one thing they didn't do well there is they tried to pull the left guard, James Adam, instead of leading the lead blocker to pick up that scrape linebacker. They could have scored it. I still think that they'll try to go either off tackle or in between, but this time I think they'll have a lead blocker and go over the top.
Third and goal. Inyi Wamuo, the tight end, in motion. They'll throw for it. Harrington, wide open, touchdown, Oregon, Justin Peele. If I had to guess, I would say it's a 60-40 Oregon house. Eugene, 200 miles closer than Austin to San Diego. Extra point try for Josh Frankel, who struggled mid-season, but was fine with extra points. And he adds the 7th for the Ducks.
What they did here is they faked the lead play to the outside, and Justin Kirk jumped to the outside, 6'5", 245. Interesting note here, the first yo of the week, only 2 football teams have driven 80 or more yards for a score against Texas this season. Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and now Oregon Ducks.
Game 8-play, 80-yard touchdown drive, capped off by the tight end Justin Peer. Harrington perfect on the drive. Oregon leads 7-0. Ivan Williams and Victor Ike. It'll be Williams from the 5. And he's tackled at the 26-yard line.
Williams takes the ball at the 40-yard
Jenkins on the stop, back to the touch.
Lee, you showed us going into break. Oregon's going to use the H-back, go in motion, which is going to take the defender, and then they're going to have a play action this way. Now watch how this develops. As they move the corner over right here, it draws all the defenders over here, and simply Peel's just going to slide out here. There's nobody there to take him, and once Harrington gets outside the pressure, it's pitch and catch.
Interesting. All the big plays in that came from misdirection because of Texas's great team pursuit. That's why those plays work.
Hodges Mitchell goes in motion for Chris Sims in the Texas offense. Nobody open, pressure. Roy Williams made a spectacular one-hand grab. First down, Texas. Nick Aliotti, the defensive coordinator, said number 4 is Randy Moss. He's a true freshman, but he has that kind of ability.
Randy Moss, or you remember Javon Curse in college before the whole world found out about it? Look at this catch here. Look at the one hand, big hands. Remember when Javon Curse was in Florida and he was nicknamed the Freak? This kid is a freak, but on the offensive side of the ball.
I want to make a statement here. This kid was on the 2nd team freshman of the year for Sporting News. Who the hell is the 1st team? It's that guy's 2nd team. Excuse me.
On first down, Sims to the air. Oregon brings pressure. Chris right in there. Williams to the 30, first down. Bang off another 33 yards. Settling, guys. It's going to be one of those holiday bowls. We're going up and down the field tonight, boys.
It's going to be big plays. You got to get pressure on Chris Sims, or I'm telling you, the wide receivers are going to make them pay. There's nobody in the middle of the field. He simply turns around Bowman with an inside cut, and once he turned around, the ball is thrown right on the money. Watch him turn it.
You realize he's 6'5", 210 pounds, and runs like that? Huh.
Bowman looked like he guessed and lost there.
Yeah.
First and 10, Texas. Little run here with Hodges Mitchell, sure. Just a yard. Nice penetration by the middle linebacker, Matt Smith, the team's leading tackler. The focus matchup of the night, you see the height difference between Bowman and Williams.
One interesting thing that time, though, Kirk, you and Mike, they didn't have Williams on the outside. He was on the inside receiver, and he had more of the middle of the field to work. I think that's a pretty good strategy for Texas to look at again.
Move him around.
Yeah, move him around, different areas.
Williams not in for this snap. Sloan Thomas, true freshman. Senior Brandon Healy in the slot. Plenty of time on the play clock as Sims makes an adjustment. Saw something he wanted to throw at. He's looking for Healy from Carlsbad, California, in the end zone. Intercepted! Steve Smith, the junior, who gets picked on a lot because of Bowman's ability on the other side, comes up with the INT.
All right, one of the things we talked about, Oregon coaches said that we can beat Texas if we make them get greedy and go for the big ones. This one here is perfect position by Steve Smith. The reason why he intercepts that ball, Kirk, is that he got it at his height. Tremendous play by Steve Smith.
You're right. He is a versatile athlete. He's played rover at times. He's played corner. I think he is one of the best-kept secrets in the Pac-10. You say people go at him. I think it's a big mistake because of his ability. And Chris Sims there checked to that play because I think he saw something that he had a chance to beat them in man-to-man coverage.
Smith's knee came down at the 1-yard line, so instead of the touchback, it will be the full 99 yards to go against Mac Brown's defense for the Ducks. Two tight ends, two receivers, and the lone back, Maurice Morris. step with Keenan Howry. Quentin Jammer, second down.
Once Chris Sims made the audible, I think it's a good choice to go over here. He obviously is looking right there. I think he put a little bit too much air on the football, allowing Steve Smith to get back and to go up into the air and make the catch. If he would have that one back, he'd probably put a little bit more zip on that ball.
Steve Smith is an old dinosaur, Nick Aliotti, and he just busts his tail in practice. If you say how you practice is how you play, they point to number 6 on the Oregon defense for the example.
He's been making plays for Oregon all year.
Still backed up here. It's 2nd and 10. Morris trying to get some space. Got out to the 7-yard line. 3rd and 4 coming up. Corey Redding helped make the tackle. Got rid of it. First down, Morris. To the 27-yard line.
We talked about Maurice Morris in the opening of the game because of the fact he's got great ability as a junior college All-American. Remember, he's averaging 5.8 every time he catches the ball. Arrington rolls out. Kirk, the reason why he rolls out is because pressure's coming from the middle.
They also are doing a good job of staying away from the talented cornerbacks of Texas and looking for the tight end, looking for the fullback, the running back, looking to get away from the skill at corner and trying to pick on the linebackers, not only with misdirection, but kind of going back to the backside and forward to the backs.
If Oregon wins this game, it's outside the hash marks. Toss Morris, nowhere to go. Use that physical speed. Battle Quentin Jammer, and don't get back to the line of scrimmage. Now, Texas has some players on defense like Quentin Jammer, the junior from Texas, 3 interceptions this year. A player who's considering going pro early, has the ability, is fabulous in man coverage.
Fabulous. I asked him, I said, of all the corners out there that you've watched, who's your favorite? And he said, which was interesting, he said Sam Madison. He said, my coach, my secondary coach, coached Sam Madison when he was at Louisville, and I've kind of watched him and picked up a lot of tips. He moved from free safety to corner. He's very physical. He said the only thing he hates about corner is he doesn't get to hit people as often.
He did there. He forced 4 fumbles this year, so when he hits, he makes it count. After the loss of 3, they use Morris again to the 34. This is a good-looking running back. We said in one of our previews that aired during halftime of yesterday's Capital One Bowl week that you think Morris is one of the best backs who's not known around the country.
No question. He's the best-looking back I've seen and nobody's ever heard about. Morris, remember one thing about him. He has All-American ability. He has the greatest running record of anybody in junior college last year. Better than Rudy Johnson from Auburn, better than anybody. This guy's a tremendous player. Kirk, we talked about it's the first time he's been healthy in 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. He came in highly touted. People knew how good he could be. He's had a great year. He got dinged up with some ribs and a toe, and now he looks to be healthy.
3rd and 4. They throw to Keenan Howry. He's not going to get the first down. Roderick Babers, the sophomore from Houston's Lamar High School, will force an Oregon punt.
Texas making some adjustments. That play earlier, very successful for Oregon. 2 teams still kind of feeling each other out, the adjustments being made from upstairs.
The adjustment they made is they got out of man coverage on 3rd down that time, played zone, so when they did try to pick off, the linebacker was available to come over. The reason why they stopped that play, they were in zone and not man for man.
Curtis Dorr to punt, did not have any block. Oregon, very good special teams. Best net punting team in the Pac-10. Hodges Mitchell awaits back deep. Fair catch at the 18. A very good kick. 47 yards, good distance and hang time. That's why they're the best in the Pac-10 in net punting. Chris Sims takes the field. Down 7-0 when you come back to San Diego. Mike Tirico, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, Dr. Jerry Punch. The 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. 3rd possession for Texas. They start with a Hodges Mitchell run. spinning 4-3. Ryan Mitchell, the second hit. Here's Dr. Jerry on the sideline.
After the last Texas possession, Chris Sims came to the sideline and was talking to the coaches upstairs, talking to Greg Davis. He got off the phone, walked over, and basically what he was telling the receivers is, this is exactly what we were told was going to happen. They're going to do some things to confuse us. They moved to safety to confuse me, and then receiver coach Darryl Drake walked over and told his 3 young freshman guys, enough with the talking. Don't worry about talking. We need to play early on. Get comfortable and get our young quarterback comfortable. Michael?
Got the flag as there was early movement from the Texas side. You know, when we watched Chris Sims early in the season, as he started and Major Applewhite was brought back from the major knee injury that he had in the offseason, Chris struggled in the early portion of games. And you almost got the sense that he was trying to make everything for his time in the game happen in his first few drives.
Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
Mike, you not only sensed that, he confirmed that when we talked with him. He said he wanted to show people he was worthy of this hype that he was receiving. And the second thing was he knew he was probably going to come out after about the 3rd series, and it's tough to get into a flow as a quarterback. He wanted to make something happen so he could stay in the game. And sometimes he forced things. He learned as the season went on to throw the ball away. It's okay. Live that next down.
Mac Brown, sophomore quarterback. Now it's 2nd and 10. The 5-yard gain erased. And they'll throw. That's B.J. Johnson, the true freshman. Not going anywhere. The ball came out. And Oregon has it. Jason Nicolau made the first hit to knock Johnson crooked. And the rest of the Ducks picked it up. Oregon starts in the red zone.
You know who gets a hand in there is Steve Smith, number 6. Always around the football, always making plays. He's versatile. I mentioned he's physical. He can come up and tackle. He has the skill to go out into the secondary and make plays against the talented receivers. Here he reads the play. He's going to come in from the left side of your screen, make the tackle, and right when he makes the tackle, the ball comes loose. Steve Smith, great play again, and Jed Boyce recovered it.
Well, this emotional Oregon team, as we said, underdog coming in. This is the tag they've worn for years. They're very comfortable in this role, and they're showing poise early. Keenan Howery in motion. He can throw. He tried to throw the first play of the Oregon State game. He comes back to Harrington, who has it. Touchdown! Didn't work to open the Civil War against hated rival Oregon State. It works here tonight. Joey Harrington's touchdown catch puts the Ducks up 2 scores. Josh Frankel's extra point. The turnover immediately becomes a touchdown. Oregon 14, Texas nothing.
Texas ball, 1st and 10.
Second quarter in San Diego. Here are the numbers after 1. Oregon leading 14-0.
The biggie right here for Texas to 2 costly turnovers in the first quarter.
One directly leading to a touchdown, the throwback pass to the quarterback Harrington. We start with 1st and 10 from its own 34, Texas. Sims with 4 receivers downfield, then releasing. It's Treisel, the fullback, and Matt, his 6th catch of the season, is a 5-yard pickup. Here's Jerry on the sideline.
End of the first quarter, Texas head coach Mac Brown talking about his young quarterback and basically a lot of confidence building on the sidelines when they came over and talked to him during the end of the quarter. He said, we expected this young man, expected him to be a little bit inconsistent at the beginning of the football game, but his consistency will come, and as it comes, our offense will begin to move. So we have no concerns here on the Longhorn sideline.
There you see Chris's numbers. Kid who absolutely lives for football. On the delay, Mitchell. He gets to the 41-yard line. That's about it. Defensive line hanging in there and playing well almost every snap and doing it with confidence now. Didn't start the game, but Jason Nicolau is back in and made the tackle.
Getting back to what Doc said, it's very important for Chris Sims. Early this year, he forced things. We talked about that. He learned a lot about that. It's important for him to use that knowledge now in this game, down 14-0. I think the natural progression is to go for the quick fix, get the long touchdown pass. He needs to stay within the offensive structure, continue to stick with that game plan and move the sticks. Move the sticks, and eventually you put points on the board.
3rd and 3. Roy Williams has not returned yet. Johnson and Healy at the top of the screen. And on the near side across midfield, it's Montrell Flowers. First down, Texas at the Oregon 49. 10 yards there. Jerry again.
You mentioned Roy Williams, a sensational freshman wide receiver. The word from the Longhorn bench is he has a strained right quadriceps muscle. They have taken Roy to the Texas locker room where the doctors have gone with him. They're going to try to stretch him a little bit, but a strained quad normally means you're done for the night. So he's still in the locker room. We'll give you a report when he comes back out momentarily, but probably not much action later on this evening.
That's a 40 catch, 20 yards per grab guy. It's a home run threat. But they have depth there. 1st and 10 in Oregon territory. They run. Mitchell made the first man miss, but can't get into the second level. It's Rashad Bowman coming up to make the play.
Rashad Bowman's like me. I mean, he is everywhere. He comes up, he's physical. This time he was off the line of scrimmage at about 8 to 10 yards. You can see he's talking, he's involved, he's yelling to his own defensive players. Watch him come up now. Watch it. Look, you want to talk about it. So often you see defensive backs just kind of fling their body to make a play. That time he wrapped up very nicely and made a nice tackle in the open field against, by the way, a talented running back in the open field in Hodges Mitchell.
Mitchell, 9 carries, 18 yards. 2nd and 10, throw down. Covered the first look. Sims now improvising, forces one. They threw it away. That was a smart play. You know, Chris Sims in the game against Texas A&M, first quarter, 10-minute mark, he had everything covered, threw it away, and got a great hand in Austin from the fans. They appreciated the fact that he was grasping the offense, and that patience led to an explosion, a perfect 3rd quarter, and those numbers against A&M.
In the last 2 ball games, Chris Sims has averaged over 49 yards on 5 touchdown passes. Might get a little greedy, like you talk about, Kirk. If he doesn't, he's got a chance to move this club down nice and slow and nice and efficient.
3rd and 10, needing to get to the 39. 4 receivers. Oregon bringing people here. First down. B.J. Johnson, true freshman, tripped up at the 32 by Matt Smith. That's 17 yards and a chain mover for the Longhorn.
You know, we talk a lot about Roy Williams when it comes to the Texas wide receivers, but B.J. Johnson is also a true freshman. Here he's in the slot. They say he has more speed out of his burst, the first 10 to 15 yards, than Roy Williams, and also has the ability to slither by the defensive back after making a catch.
The reason why he was wide open is Oregon took a chance and blitzed. The Texas offensive line picked up the blitz. There was no linebackers to help, and that's why Johnson was open on that play.
He's up now at the top of your screen with Healy and Montrell Flowers closest to you. The receiver set, and they run Mitchell to the 28-yard line. James Rose is that senior player, 94, showing emotion. He and Ed Wangler there as a couple of second-string defensive linemen try to keep the line fresh for Oregon.
He has a gain of 4 yards.
See what Texas does on this now soon-to-be dozen-play drive. Fake the run, receiver open. Healy made 2 men miss, got over the 20 into the red zone. 1st and 10, Texas. The words between Healy here and Rasuli Webster.
Our boy Bowman, number 17, came up to make the play, Kirk, and what happened? Watch. Goodbye.
Lowered that shoulder up.
Lowered that shoulder. Healy, 6'1", 200, just kind of dropped that shoulder And Mr. Bowman won't talk quite as much now after getting
Don't count on it. Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast.
I don't think that play will stop him from talking.
Oregon, as you see, late defensive adjustments. They only have 10 on the field. Will they be confused up front? Hodges Mitchell looks for an opening. Gets to the outside. Hodges Mitchell out of bounds. First and goal, Texas. They take it down to the 4.
He has such an explosive first couple steps. When he found that seam, I didn't think he was going to be able to turn the corner, but he got to the outside there, and he almost was able to take it through there. Watch the blocking up front. Follows the fullback. Once he cuts it to the outside, a couple players had the angle, and he simply outran them and almost took it all the way into the end zone.
He's had 156 straight times without a single fumble, only 2 fumbles and 491 carries. That's amazing.
A quick strike Longhorns, a long and patient drive. Will it pay off? Here is Mitchell. Touchdown, Texas.
And that's good for a Texas touchdown.
The offensive left side of the line, Davis, Dockery, and Anderson all come off the ball real hard, keep up their feet, and watch Hodges Mitchell make the break and cut back against the flow. The reason why that was a good play, Kirk, is the linebackers have a tendency to overflow on the goal line, and that's why Mitchell cut back and made the touchdown.
Senior Chris Stockton on for the extra point. Something he's done 134 other times in his 4-year Texas career. Chris Sims, little pressure on, engineers a 14-play, 76 yards, 6.5-minute drive. The Hodges Mitchell touchdown makes it a 7-point game. It's winter, but it is so comfortable out here. Temperatures are in the 70s. During the week, we had movement forward by one of the Texas players, and that will bring a penalty unless it was induced by Oregon, which is what they're claiming. Again, a Big West officiating crew led by referee Judson Howard.
Prior to that, ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Big first down.
If you're just joining us here in San Diego, here's how we arrived at 14-7. Joey Harrington, the Oregon quarterback, has thrown one and caught one from Keenan Howry. That came right after a Texas turnover. The last Longhorn drive was 14 plays and 76 yards. They start from 76 yards away from the goal line. Sims down the middle, first down. Brandon Healy from here in the San Diego area. Big play as he pushed out about 15 more on the Rasuli-Webster late hit. With the penalty, it will be 53 yards. 38 on the catch.
Penalty flag on the field.
There's such respect for these talented freshman receivers. Here to the right, B.J. Johnson took a double team and it opened up the middle of the field, and what they call Brandon Healy is the old man, because they said he's been around here since Earl Campbell was here. Rasuli-Webster got pulled away, then he came over with a late hit.
The problem there, the reason why that play is that Michael Cavalier, number 56, a linebacker, was trying to cover him. And anytime you can get isolated on a linebacker like that, it's good night, sweetheart. It's all over.
Tough flag as you see it there live, because it was still 1 foot inbounds, but he did have 1 foot on the white, and that's why the call came first against Oregon tonight.
Hate to be redundant, but I got to say that Chris Sims really looks good tonight. He looks like he's in a rhythm. I know he's made a few mistakes as far as the interception to Steve Smith, but as far as the intermediate passes, very accurate, right on the money.
He is the rare young quarterback who has a big arm and is accurate. Will this be on Texas again?
Penalty flags on the field.
Confusion and frustration with Chad Stevens. He's saying, wait a minute, 36, eligible to move. The official you see on the left of your screen is making the claim that Oregon moved first. We'll see if the umpire, Joe Kozak, has got this right. Now the official's going to explain it to Mac Brown.
I'm telling you why they're doing it. Oregon is not very big, and a big Texas offensive line is killing them. So what they're doing, they're shifting back and forth. Now watch them. You'll see the line shift, and as they shift left and right, the tight end moves off. That should be a penalty on the tight end, because you can do anything you want, Mike and Kirk, on the other side of the ball, shift left and right.
Except when you yell, move, when you really explode with your cadence on the defense side of the ball, making it sound like the quarterback's cadence, that is a penalty on the defense. And you might wonder, we can't tell from up here, but you might wonder if the linebacker that's calling that movement is really barking it out strongly.
Not only that, you cannot call anything on defense that is like the automatic system.
Prior to snap, ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
The reason why I don't think it's the call is because they've done it twice. Just about 3 plays ago, they did the same thing. And the line is shifting.
A terrific job by the official.
Oh, yeah.
Who went over and explained everything to Mac Brown. There's no reason to yell and complain. I'm here to work with you guys tonight, not work against you. Don't see the Big West officials often, but thus far, we tip our hat to them. So it's 1st and 15. Hodges Mitchell.
A pitch out to Hodges Mitchell.
Second and 12 after the gain of 3. That pass is caught. A short gain. The man who's been at issue with the movement, Chad Stevens, the sophomore, gets his 2nd catch of the season.
The way Chris Sims ended this season, it's such an up and down season. The debates, the controversy, should it be Major Applewhite, should it be Chris Sims? When Major Applewhite got hurt for a 2nd time and opening the door back up, Chris Sims finished the year strong. He really put an exclamation point to the regular season against A&M. This game for Chris Sims is huge going into the 2001 season. Another chance to throw the ball here.
One way or the other.
Courtney Garcia, sophomore receiver, one of the 4. On 3rd and 8, Sims has mobility, hasn't crossed the line. Mitchell catches the deflection, and Hodges Mitchell has 1st and goal for Texas.
You cannot believe, I think he was 1.5 inches behind the line of scrimmage. Now, I know he's a great athlete, but don't tell me, Kirk, he knew where he was.
He knew what he was doing.
He didn't know where he was. That's luck.
All along.
He was running, and all of a sudden he said, what? No way you can call me. He knew what he was doing on that one. You talk about
wide shot of
poise. Holy mackerel.
He looks poised. That he's moving around back there.
27 straight times Texas has gone into the red zone and scored, including the one on the last drive. Now going for a game-tying touchdown. Mitchell a yard. It will be 2nd and goal coming up. The tackle, Jason Nicolau.
Tackle made by Saul Patu, the 4-yard line.
Some misdirection here.
Watch a quarterback draw also. That's what I do.
As Mitchell is a receiver, it's covered.
Right
Sims
there.
runs. Sims. Touchdown.
On the quarterback keep, number 1, Chris Sims. And that's a touchdown for
Took a shot there, too. But has his team in position to tie. Chris Stockton on to try and tie the game. First 14, the Ducks in the Pac-10. Next 14, the Longhorns from the Big 12.
Texas gets 5 wide receivers out. Chris Sims has all day to throw the football, and I think he's been playing better and better as this game has gone on. Texas down 14, and now they've tied this ball game up.
Those bicycles with a little seat at the back. There are so many ways to get around San Diego. Down at the Gas Lamp District earlier this week. What a wonderful city. And the teams have had a terrific time. The Holiday Bowl rolling out the red carpet. Trips to SeaWorld, the luncheon. The parade today with 100,000 people. The San Diego Zoo and the visit to the USS Boxer, the ship. Both teams got together. Most importantly, the game tonight. New game at 14. And nowhere to go for Allen Amundsen. Texas with a little hop in their step. Third string quarterback Bo Trahan made the tackle.
We were saying at the break, guys, how you see this so often in bowl games. You can see the offense and how they've changed. The defense for Texas is moving around with some swagger. The special teams has some swagger. It's interesting, the emotions of college bowl games. One team seems to jump out of the gate, and then all of a sudden they let their guard down and they allow the other team to come back in there.
It's interesting to me, it was 4th and 1 on the Texas 33-yard line. Mack Brown showed his team he had confidence by going for it. Since then, they've controlled the ball game on both sides of the ball.
Scoring on that drive had a lot to do with that confidence, too.
Harrington and the Ducks from up 14 to tied, throwing it away, intended for Marshawn Tucker. Tucker and Howry, the two receivers, have been quiet. Sean Rogers, the likely first-round NFL draft pick, with great pressure.
Sean Rogers is 6'4", 320 pounds. We say it, he should be a first-round draft choice. The only problem he has right now is his durability. Now watch the quickness for a guy 320 pounds come in and make the tackle. The problem is Mike and Kirk, he's had a lot of injuries. Can he handle the National Football League injury-wise?
How about when he walked in along with P.C. Hampton and Leonard Davis and Mike Williams? I don't think there are 4 guys that can walk into a room in the NFL that look that good.
Harrington, incomplete. Texas has stepped up its defense and its defensive pressure, not just from the line, but the DBs now as well.
On the planet Mars, there's not 4 better-looking guys than those guys.
Those guys walked into the room, and I thought, my gosh, this isn't Colorado State in Wyoming.
And let me tell you another thing. They got a strength coach, Jeff Madden, who's better looking and bigger than they are. They've got to have the best looking lineman in the world.
Mad Dog, they can put him in there. 3 technique.
I think he's playing in there right now.
Strap on a helmet. Get Mad Dog out there.
3rd and 10. Longhorns bringing pressure. Harrington throws, intercepted! To the house, Greg Brown! Texas touchdown! A flag is down at the 4. So hold on with the score.
You know what that might be? Strutting. That might be, he did a little too much dancing, Mike. That's what I think.
Yes, it is. But the touchdown counts, and Texas takes the lead. We mentioned earlier, that's the guy who took it back against Texas A&M. On the very first play of that game offensively for the Aggies. So this extra point try will be a long one, but Mike Belotti's concern right now is Joey Harrington in the offense. They've lost their momentum.
Texas has been playing so much man-to-man. Here in 3rd and 10, Greg Brown's going to sit here and zone and just kind of hang out. And I think Joey Harrington expected man-to-man. He threw the ball out into the flat thinking he's throwing it away, and Brown is waiting there. Probably the easiest interception he's had in his career.
35-yard extra point now after the penalty on Brown. Stockton makes it anyway.
One thing about Harrington, he's had a problem in the last game against Oregon State of throwing interceptions. This way he does it again. Brown, as you call, was in perfect position. Now Texas is 21, Oregon 14, and everybody can see it right there.
In the opening minutes of the second half, the Oregon offense struck quickly when Joey Harrington connected with running back Maurice Morris for a 55-yard touchdown reception. With the Ducks and the Longhorns now tied at 21, we continue our coverage with the start of the fourth quarter in the 2000 Holiday Bowl, right here on ESPN Classic.
And now the fourth quarter of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. Texas got its work done in the second. Oregon 14 in the first. The tying touchdown. First drive the third quarter. Chris Sims leads the Longhorns out at the Oregon 22. First and 10 after back-to-back catches for the senior Brandon Healy. Run inside with Victor Ike across the 20 to the 19-yard line. At the end of the third quarter, Jerry spoke with Mike Bellotti.
Coach, you talked about wanting a close game entering the fourth quarter where you guys have been awfully tough. Now you can turn it over to Joey the General. What about your thoughts?
Well, I wish we'd have completed that pass on the fake punt. You know, they've got good field position right now. Our defense is going to have to stiffen to keep them out of the end zone, force them at least try a field goal. But I'm pleased with where we're at. We certainly grabbed some momentum back from the halftime. And hopefully, again, this puts us in a position where we get a chance to win at the end.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
A concern also, Rashard Bowman out right now for Oregon. Their top cover corner is not in the game. Let's see if Texas takes a shot at the end zone here. Sims intercepted. Keith Lewis makes the pick. The only reason he was on the field is Bowman was not. They were shuffling personnel before the snap.
You know, it's incredible, Mike. They moved Rasuli Webster to corner, and Lewis steps in and makes the interception. He's only been in just for a few plays.
First career interception for the true freshman from Sacramento.
The happiest guy in the world now is the coach that called that fake punt, because he just got a reprieve from the death penalty. Because now it doesn't make any difference. And it didn't look good there for you for a secondary sweetheart.
That's all right.
I know.
It wasn't really going out on a limb, but I think this is something that Lewis coming in to make a play like that. That's huge.
Sims' third interception. They run with Mars. They go nowhere. You cannot tell in this era of so much being changed and adjusted at the line if it was a receiver-quarterback communication mistake or a poor throw by Chris.
That's something that he's probably talking to Greg Davis about right now.
Well, Greg might be asking that question.
See, this number, the 3 interceptions, as he gets older and continues to mature, obviously those numbers are going to go down. He's still a young quarterback that has a tendency to try to force things in there.
One was an end-of-the-half Hail Mary also, like you pointed out. Stats sometimes lie. Harrington takes a timeout, as Oregon was not set offensively. They burn one, which is always crucial in a tie game. Never been tied going into the fourth quarter of a Holiday Bowl until tonight. Not too far from the marina in San Diego, the downtown area, which is really a revitalized area. And it's wonderful. They're going to build a new baseball stadium down here when the Padres move from 6-7 miles from the downtown area right here at Qualcomm Stadium to their new downtown ballpark. Chargers will stay here, at least for now. Lost of 3 on the first play. After the timeout, 2nd and 13, and a throwing down. Harrington, quick stuff, Mars, lots of room. First down. Took a shot on the sideline from one of the Texas players, Marcus Wilkins, and the general, the fired-up, adrenaline-pumping quarterback, is right there to defend his running back and keep his guys okay.
Kirk and I talked about this is the best play that you can run against man for man, because what they do is they cross the receivers and they bring Morris out into the flat and hit him. That's why the play worked that time, is because they're against man for man. Before, they had it against zone. It didn't work so good. Now watch your man Harrington. That looked like you when you played for the Buckeyes, didn't it? Look at him.
He's fired up. He's trying to get in there to defend his running back. But the crossing routes, it's tough enough for the linebackers to stay with Maurice Morris, let alone when a tight end or a running or a receiver gets in the way of them trying to stay with him. He was all alone out there again.
Sims in the offense, hoping the defense can get Oregon off the field. Here is Mars. Morris, who's had a 100-yard night as a receiver, not a rusher. This is, as Jerry alluded to with Mike Bellotti, Joey Harrington's time of the game. The time of the game when his abilities and his leadership come together to give Oregon a chance to win close ones.
He's a great leader. He's got a great field presence. Maybe one of the best senses of the pocket of anybody I've ever coached. Tremendously accurate, but maybe the most important thing, the thing that defines Joey Harrington, is his ability at the end of a game when it's close to raise his level of play and the level of play of the people around him.
You see his starting record. He's also come off the bench to win 2. 6 come from behind wins, including the Sun Bowl last year. Oh, how did he get out of that trap? He just a flag is down. He does lose yardage, but he could have lost a lot more. Halen Thornton and Sean Rogers ended up bringing down the quarterback.
A quarterback sack.
Oregon hold.
Number 73, Sean Rogers.
They lost 5 with the sack. For those of you who might just be joining us here for what is always one of the best bowl games. And once again, in the matchup and the game, it's living up to it. 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. Best matchup before the New Year's Day bowl games. Number 12 and number 11. 2 teams that won 9 games in the regular season. 7-1 in difficult conferences, the Pac-10 and the Big 12. Texas trying to end the season on a high note. They hit a clunker at the end of last year. 3 straight losses, including an uninspired Cotton Bowl loss to Arkansas. Oregon's trying to win 10 games for the first time in the history of the school. Oregon's never won 10 games. When they had their great Rose Bowl teams of the teens, the 20s, and the 30s, they didn't play enough games to get to double-digit wins. They declined the penalty, 3rd and 13. First down away to the 35. The corner blitz is picked up. Harrington, high for a good catch. Keenan Howery, first down. Pickup of 14.
Keenan Howery this time will drive up, and I like this pass protection. What they did is they half-rolled Joey Harrington. He set his feet. They brought the corner, but they were going away from it, Kirk.
Well, Howery's able to get away from Brooks. Brooks is coming in as a nickelback, and the ball is thrown away from Brooks, and a heck of a catch by Howery to go up there. He's known as out of the 2 receivers, the guy with the hands, and there he proved it.
That's a sweet catch.
That was. Oh.
That's a sweet. Get those hands up there, extended, worked off the physical DB. First and 10 to the air again. Picked up the corner blitz again. And the pass is caught by Jason Willis. He's knocked down back where he caught the ball. I guess they said his knee was off the ground when he made the catch and then the run. They're going to come bring that back. Okay, that's the correct call. First down.
Mike, that was a good call. 2 plays in a row, man. They brought the corners, and both times, one time Oregon rolled away from it. That time they picked it up with a fullback, and both times completions.
And that time Harrington got back, hit that fifth step, and got rid of the football very quickly, aware of the pressure.
First down.
Both coaches working the sidelines now. Mac Brown working the official on his side. Let's check out the call that was made here.
Mac was upset because the receiver here, clearly the right knee goes down for some reason.
But it should have been at the 46, not the 49. Yeah. They got 3 yards out of that.
That's right.
That's why Mac was so upset. Officially 13 yards. Nice drive here from Oregon. Morris. Wrapped up by Bakari Pearson first and Quentin Jammer. Morris stretching out his leg there. It always gets cool late in the Holiday Bowl. It's a San Diego trademark with the damp Pacific air. And you see very often muscles tightened up at this point of this game. The quarterbacks tonight, Harrington has had more touchdown success. Remember, he caught one. Chris ran one. The 3 INTs for Sims have stunted offensive momentum for the Longhorns. Rashard Bowman going back. A little bit of what we mentioned before. That's the best cover corner on this Oregon team. So when Texas gets the ball back, you know where they'll be looking. But they might get it back trailing. Amundsen, the backup tailback, breaks free. Allen Amundsen's fresh legs make it 1st and 7 on that carry.
They move Marshawn Tucker in motion, fake the reverse, pitch the ball to Amundsen. He gets to the outside, but it was a great job of decoying with the receiver, Tucker, to make the defense hesitate just for a second to give that quick pitch enough room to allow the back to accelerate for some big yards.
Well, Amundsen's had 2 big carries in this game tonight. 4 receivers. The 2 starters are near side. Willis and Aleman. Sly Aleman's coming in the game. He's only caught 2 balls all year. Harrington quarterback draw. Harrington touchdown!
And that's a touchdown for the Oregon Ducks. 9-yard touchdown.
Scan Holiday Bowl history. I can't think of many quarterbacks that have run them, thrown them, and caught them. Maybe Steve Young did in that game. We'll check that. Key extra point for Josh Frankel. Oregon regains the lead. 28-21. They've scored the last 14.
Oregon spreads everybody out with 4 receivers in the game. The defensive backs are spread all over the field, allowing Joey Harrington the room to accelerate right up the middle of that tough Longhorn defense for the go-ahead score.
Fans of the Ducks salute the general, Joey Harrington, with a touchdown.
But Joey Harrington, he's known for his ability to bring the team back. Look how inspiring he is on the sideline after that score. He wants to win this football game.
Texas down by 7. Open space for Victor Wright. Victor Wright turns the corner. They haven't had a touchdown return in 266 games, but they do now. Touchdown!
Southpaw, 5'11", 195. They get really good wedge, and he breaks it right here by breaking a tackle. Now, Mike, tell me again.
Cam, baby.
How many? Go, Cam. Go, Cam. How many plays? How many times? How many games? No kickoff return?
First time in 266 games. Chris Sims was ready to get back on the field and try to lead the comeback. Mack Brown has so much speed and athletic talent. It's been a big thing around Austin. 1978 was the last time Texas had a kickoff return for a touchdown.
That is the yo of the night.
It's the yo of the year.
Yo of the year.
Stockton ties the game at 28.
One after attempt is good. Victor Wright.
The last one to do it was Johnny Lamb Jones, a 100-yarder against the old ponies of SMU. Victor Wright makes the change. Brian Cablecamp, 93 yards. Tie game for the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. All right.
Go Cablecamp.
New game at 28, 9:25 to go. On a big run earlier, taken down at the 32-yard line. Reed Boyd, reserve middle linebacker, brings him down. After the Ike return, the Oregon offense gets little time to enjoy its 9-play, 90-yard drive. They're right back on the field. Morris runs 4-3. Corey Redding, sophomore tackle.
Tackle made by Corey Redding.
Kirk, is it hard as a quarterback when your team has a great drive? Now you're right back on the field. All your hard work, you're right back where you started a minute ago.
Well, the emotions are really what are so difficult to prepare for as far as how you deal with them, because he just came off the sideline yelling and getting crazy and talking to the defense about stopping them and winning this game, and all of a sudden it's tied back up and you got to send the offense back out. The adrenaline releases out of your body.
Option look, late pitch, Morris, it worked though. 40-yard line, first down.
One thing, though, from a coach's standpoint that he has going for him, the game is tied. He doesn't have to answer and come from behind. Psychologically, it's really tough when you have to answer, when you have to come back. You know, a team jumps ahead of you.
Yeah.
If there is a reason to get upset, uptight, you're not going to see it in Mike Bellotti. His team plays with poise. He is poised. His players often joke if he ever gets a hair on his head or his mustache ever out of place. He always looks the picture of perfect composure.
His record is 24-8 with games decided by a touchdown or less. So he knows how to win these kind of ball games.
They've been in this situation all year long.
Sure.
Third and a long yard. Throw for it. Nice catch for the first down and much more for Willis. Well, Jason Willis, the third receiver, sophomore from a couple hours north of here in L.A. Picked up 16 there. Oregon moving it again on Texas.
Again, going to the inside, kind of the secondary receivers. Willis, you can see the corner comes over late, gets a little bit caught up there. It goes to the outside with the receiver that went to the flat, and it opened it wide open for Willis. I tell you, Joey Harrington sits back there. He's a prototypical pocket quarterback. Sits back there, makes great decisions, and puts some zip on the ball. Both these guys tonight have thrown the ball pretty accurate.
Harrington has hit his last 4 passes. Make it 5. At the 31, first down. Marshawn Tucker the grab.
Well, Joey Harrington's done a little bit of everything tonight. Early in the game, he got things started. Little misdirection, bootleg, touchdown to put the Ducks up. He caught a touchdown. This is looking like Steve Young back in '82 for BYU. Rumbling, fumbling, stumbling into the end zone, and here, running it in on a quarterback draw. And at that point, it looked like the Ducks had control of this game, but Texas has brought it right back with a kickoff return to tie this thing up.
Remember, Joey Harrington led the Pac-10 in total offense, averaging over 250 yards per game. This is a good player.
Take the action to Tucker. Come back for Peel, the tight end with room. Justin Peel to the 8-yard line. Oregon had to win this game from a scheme standpoint. Do some crossing of receivers, get people outside the hash marks, and they have done a terrific game plan job tonight.
Jeff Tedford, the offensive coordinator for the Oregon Ducks, deserves a salute, because you're right, Mike, we've been talking about it all night. Seems like they've had a lot of different action in the backfield, faking reverses, faking the backs, a lot of receivers crossing, and they're trying to confuse the Texas defense, and they've done a great job. There he is, Jeff Tedford. A lot of times his name comes up as a possible head coach, especially out on the West Coast. He will one day make an excellent head coach.
First and goal. Morris couldn't get around the corner because those Texas DBs were there and waiting. And Greg Brown and company, second and goal coming up. You know, there was criticism of the Oregon offense up in Eugene that they were at times predictable and conservative. So for the coaching staff, this has to be a nice way to end the season against a defense that only allows 18 points a game, 11th in the nation. They have been anything but predictable and conservative tonight.
What happened again at Oregon State was the fact that Joey Harrington blew up. He threw 5 interceptions in that ballgame. That's why they lost to Oregon State. He has redeemed himself tremendously tonight throwing the football.
And you know what? They've struggled all year in the regular season going on the road as an offense and as a defense. And clearly this time they're playing very well on the road.
Amundsen in the game, slips down. Third and goal coming up.
Psychologically, from a defensive standpoint, if they can force a field goal, then it's almost like a stop for Texas, because then they can come back and either tie it or win it. But if they let them score, then you really put the pressure on Chris Sims and see if he can come from behind. They must force a field goal if possible.
Look at the body language right now. The Longhorns, they need to get revved up here. This is a big down.
Play clock spinning down at 6 and now 5.
Remember, a quarterback draw scored down here.
He'll run it. Willis. Oregon leads.
The ball goes. It's good to Willis. And that's a touchdown for the Ducks.
Sophomore from LA with the touchdown run. And now the extra point to make it a 7-point advantage. Joey Harrington and company getting the job done. Jason Willis didn't find the end zone all year, but he did carry it 5 times. This one to the end zone. And Oregon could have been deflated after the Texas kickoff return, but a response from the Ducks. Now it's the turn of Texas. They're down 7. They took the last one back. Victor Reich in Texas. This time brought down at the 30. So now Chris Sims and the Longhorn offense, maybe their last full possession with 5:36 to go. 69 yards from tying the game.
Before we leave Joey Harrington in Oregon, I want to bring up a stat. The last 2 touchdown drives, Joey Harrington was 6 for 6 for 96 yards and ran for a touchdown. Now what he has done is put the pressure on Chris Sims and said, okay, it's your turn.
It's the kind of situation I'm sure Chris Sims, growing up, dreamed of having. And now he has to go out and execute.
Right, the move man. 5 in the pattern. Middle route, B.J. Johnson. 46-yard line. True freshman. 15 yards, first down.
They have to get the football in the hands of B.J. Johnson. I mean, if you look at what Healy has done tonight, he's made some big catches. But as far as that spark, as far as the guy that can make the big catch and take it the distance, it's B.J. Johnson. Here in the slot, he's able to get through, get to the middle of the field. And Chris Sims, again, puts that ball right on the money. In that zone defense, he found the hole.
Without Ballman on the field, maybe more zone from Oregon. 4 catches, 42 yards, Johnson. Roy Williams is on the field, number 4. Now being watched by Rasuli Webster, a safety playing corner. Sims used the pump fake to run for a first down. Jerry Punch.
And as you mentioned, Michael, Oregon's all Pac-10 cornerback Rashad Ballman is not on the field. He's not even on the bench area. He's been taken to the locker room. He is dehydrated, severe cramping. They tried giving him Gatorade, Gator Lights, massage, stretch. Nothing worked. He's in the locker room right now with an IV in place, giving him IV fluids, and he is still cramping in spite of the IV fluids. They are trying to get fluid in him and get him on the field, but right now, their Pac-10 defensive back, first team in the locker room.
Dr. Jerry Punch, tell him to give us some Culligan water. This is the Culligan Holiday Bowl. They got to give him Culligan water.
Senior Brian Johnson defending Sloan Thomas, one of the freshman receivers. Sims a half-yard shy of the first down. This is 2nd and 1. And they don't pick it up. Garrett Sable's been very good this second half. That's the 4th play he's made, a sack and 3 tackles. Victor Reich was the carry man. If you're just tuning in, Hodges Mitchell, 1,118-yard rusher this year, serious knee injury, early 3rd quarter, obviously out for the balance of the game.
Game's on the line. It's 2nd and 6 inches. You have an offensive line that's 6'5", about 340 pounds across, and you can't come up with a half a yard?
Well, one of the reasons why they took the ball way back 5 yards. Run a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, but that big offensive line, they should be able to get a yard.
Yeah. Now it's a full yard. Oregon sniffing up there at the line. They back out. Ready to come again. They got penetration, and they stop Victor Reich. Saul Patu, the 11 sack man, second all-time leading sack performer for the Ducks. Made a big play.
Whenever you take the ball back from the line of scrimmage, you invite penetration. The reason why this play is stopped is because Patu got lower and quicker into the line. If you watch him here, watch the penetration. He creates a new line of scrimmage right there. That's why I don't like to take the ball deep when you have less than a yard to go.
They're going for it here on 4th and 1 at the 3:30 mark, 4th quarter. Now it's really 4th and 2. Throwing for it. First down. Sloan Thomas.
Chris Sims continues to go out there, and you know it's 4th and 2. The game's on the line, and he's back there like he's in the backyard. I mean, look how he goes back and executes his play. Now you might think, well, it's not a big deal, but 4th and 2 with pretty good coverage. Again, he puts the ball right where it has to be to give Sloan Thomas a chance to pick up the first down.
First catch for the true freshman, Sloan Thomas. Inside of 3 minutes now. Sims looking for the tie. Roy Williams! Incomplete, and a flag is down. Brian Johnson, the backup, in because of the injury. Had a hand on Williams.
On the coverage, number 13, Brian Johnson.
Roy Williams looks like he's at about 70% out there, you know. He's coming off the field now. You knew it was a matter of time that they were going to try to take a chance and go after Brian Johnson. And just take a look at how he's going down the field. I mean, he finally tries to turn it on towards the end, and Brian Johnson just grabbed a hold of his shoulder pad.
I think he was trying to set him up, looking like he was just kind of, I tell you, I think he was running full speed, but he was trying to set up. Remember, one situation, though, and I don't want to be negative, but Chris Sims was in this situation before, and he threw an interception.
Earlier in this half.
Thank you.
Down here.
Very difficult situation here because the field, it doesn't have the depth anymore, Kirk, and there's more chances for interceptions also.
Without Hodges Mitchell in there, his versatility, it's tougher.
Well, you got 3 big weapons on this team, and 2 of them are out with injury. That's B.J. Johnson in the slot. Touchdown! No, he dropped it! Oh. Johnson had 6, and he knows it.
Got to get the ball to B.J. Johnson because Roy Williams is a go-to receiver. He's out of the game, and B.J. Johnson's the guy that at this point he's got to be able to make the big catch. He's done it all year. It's one of those chances. 10 throws like that. He caught it with his legs in the back end there. 10 throws, he maybe makes that catch 9 times. Unbelievable that he dropped that one.
Excellent offensive line protection so far by Texas also in the clutch.
Good point, Coach.
Giving them very good time.
5 in the pattern. Sims buying time. Threw this one away. Good play. Good play. It was caught by a Longhorn, though. You know, Phil Sims, Chris's dad, was at the Texas A&M game because his schedule worked out well. He's doing a CBS playoff game on Sunday with Baltimore and Denver in Baltimore. He couldn't be here tonight. I am sure, and I worked with Phil for a year on our NFL Prime Monday show on ESPN. I am sure that Phil is in his hotel room. Just
dialed in.
Dying with every snap here. Calm like he was as a quarterback, but inside churning like nobody's business.
I bet it's a little bit different than when it's your son compared to when it's you out there.
I'll tell you what, there's another person out there doing the same thing. His mother.
Diana's here at the game tonight.
Absolutely.
3rd and 10 for Sims and the Longhorns. All the Longhorn parents and fans are hanging with every snap. Johnson again. Fourth and 10, 2:31 left. All of their timeouts left. Going for it.
B.J. Johnson has another chance. And this one, I tell you what, I don't like the way he's let the ball hit his body. It looks like he's lost his confidence because he should have reached right out there that time, Kirk, and caught it with his hand. See how he tried to cradle it?
Tried to bring it in. I think he also might have felt Michael Collier, the linebacker.
Yeah, but that's a sign of a guy who doesn't have confidence when they stop catching it with their hands.
Oregon will take a timeout here before 4th and 10. Each team 2 timeouts left. Texas comes back with 4th and 10. Trying to keep the game alive. B.J. Johnson got 2 shots on this drive. Will he get another one on 4th down?
The fraud prevention.
Punch told us during the timeout that Oregon called the timeout to get Rashard back on the field. Great work by Doc to tell us that. They've made 2 4th downs already in this quarter.
I'd go right at Bowman at the right-hand corner over here. Right there.
Williams. Couldn't hang on. Game is not over yet. Texas has 3 timeouts and 2:24 left. Oregon's going to have to make 2 first downs to win the game.
Lee, you called it.
Absolutely.
You have Roy Williams at 6'5", 210 pounds. You have a guy that's been sitting out most of the second half. You put it up in the air and hope the bigger receiver can make the catch. The ball again, it's perfectly thrown. That's the 3rd time in the last 3 plays that he's put the ball right on the money for a touchdown. And the young receivers that have been able to come up with the catches all year dropped the ball.
Chris Sims, 16 of 28, but stats lie sometimes. 5 drops tonight, 3 on perfect passes on that drive.
And remember, by true freshmen, that's the secret. They've never been in a situation like this, even though they played some big games, and that's why I think they dropped the football.
Defense has given up 35. They can earn something back here. Amundsen gets a couple of yards. Texas use the timeout here. Yes, they will. At the 2:18 mark, the clock is stopped. Step out for a minute. Remember, SportsCenter follows us as soon as we're done with another tight finish to a Holiday Bowl in San Diego.
Texas Game Day is live.
Well, Chris Sims and the Longhorns had their opportunities on that final possession. 3 different times he put the ball right on the money. There for a potential touchdown to B.J. Johnson. Here for a potential touchdown to B.J. Johnson. And the last one over the shoulder to Roy Williams. All 3 right in the money, and all 3 dropped.
All 3 were dropped because they tried to cradle the ball and not try to catch it with their hands.
Less than a yard picked up on first down. It's 2nd and a long 9. Texas still has 2 timeouts left. They will throw on 2nd down and get the first down.
I can't believe it.
Keenan Howery. Good job, Herbie. During the commercial, Kirk said, I would not be surprised if they throw here on 2nd down. It's exactly what they did. Harrington took a shot. He's up hobbling after the 12-yard pickup.
And let me say, I said, Herb Street, you're crazy. And the reason why you're crazy, there's 2 timeouts left. You've got to make Texas use their timeouts and don't throw the football.
As much as I agree with you, I just know Jeff Tedford and the way his mind works. He cramped up there right after he threw the ball. Jeff Tedford's a guy that thinks he's proactive. Rather than having to maybe throw on 3rd down, he wants to throw on 2nd. Now he knows he's going to be able to burn more clock. And now Texas only has 2 timeouts. Great call.
One more first down.
Great call because it worked.
That's right. It works. That's a great call.
I say nothing.
More first down. This game is over.
I fumble the football!
And the Longhorns have it. Incredible! It was Amundsen in the game, not Morris. And maybe the cramp kept the quarterback from getting to the spot where he should be on that sprint handout.
Also, one thing is very important. When he tried to reach out there, he couldn't quite get it. Watch it. Right there, the ball went right into the pocket. Amundsen didn't hold it, and we got ourselves a football game again.
Again. It's the Holiday Bowl. It's crazy. And I think Mike Tirico is exactly right. I think the cramp prevented Joey Harrington from getting wide enough to hand the ball off to Amundsen.
The beauty of sports is redemption. And the opportunity is here for the freshman receivers, Williams and Johnson. 97 seconds left. Sims from the pocket. That one's over Johnson's head and incomplete.
Pass incomplete. The intended receiver.
Sports Center will come your way as soon as we're to what a terrific set of bowl games we've had today on ESPN. The LSU dramatic comeback over Georgia Tech in Atlanta to win the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. It started with the conference champions meeting in the AXA Equitable Liberty Bowl with Colorado State and Louisville, and concludes here with the best of the non-New Year's Day bowl games. 2 9-win teams. Their only conference loss to teams that are in the BCS. Oregon to Oregon State. Texas to #1 Oklahoma. Longhorns trying to tie the game. Sims waits and throws, and it's intercepted! Rashard Bowman, who came out from the injury, comes up with the interception.
You still want to go at him?
Yeah, no, excuse me.
He had a player, too.
Wait a minute.
He had a player warm up.
Wait a second. Yes, thank you, sweetheart. I said go after him when he came out for the first play. I didn't say go after him after he warmed up. Thank you very much. I just thought I'd mention it.
All right.
But now, the key thing about Bowman in his play, he reads his cut. Remember, we had him in that meeting, and he said he would take a chance every once in a while and try to read the cut. Kurt, I think he did it here.
He jumped
the curve.
He jumped the route, took a chance, and Roy Williams, I'm telling you, he's running at 60 or 70%, and I think he's so slow on his cut that Bowman, who's such an experienced corner, read it, knew exactly where to step in front of the pass thrown by Chris.
They're smart.
They'll take 2 timeouts. They still need to make a first down. Or at least run the ball. They can't just take a knee.
Oh, yeah.
Because running the ball now wastes some time. Minute 17 here to go.
I hate to disagree with you.
Go ahead.
Because every time you take the ball and you try to hand it off, you have a chance for a fumble.
Oh,
they could get the 2 timeouts. They could get 2 timeouts and have the game run. And all they have to do, if nothing else, they could take a safety.
Could take a safety.
They could take a safety.
What I was saying was they cannot run out the clock just by taking a knee.
That's right. But I think they should not hand it off. Take the knee, take a safety, and get out of here lucky to win.
This bowl game has delivered again. It's the 14th time in 23 games it can be decided in the final 2 minutes. 2nd and 8. Morris back in the game. 3rd down coming up. Mack Brown will take his final timeout here at the 1:12 mark. Well, Joey Harrington will join 2 other players who have caught, thrown, and run in a touchdown in a Holiday Bowl. Steve Young, BYU, 83, the win against Missouri, and Bucky Richardson, Texas A&M quarterback, did it in 1990, also against, or that was against BYU. And for that effort, no matter what the outcome, he will be the Capital One player of the game.
May I ask you, how did you come up with that?
Patrick Caulfield here in the booth dug that up. Marty
Congratulations.
Aronoff, Joe Bates, Melinda Mazo, great booth here. Whistle blows at 1:11. On that snap, did they not beat the play clock?
Those 2 stats, the one you gave on the kickoff return, what was that again?
1978, 266
games, first time in.
And that last one, they were the 2 of the
Prior to
best.
snap, delay game on the offense, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
You are closer to the back of the end zone to take your safety
I would.
now.
You think I'm crazy? I would. I'd take the ball, handle it, let the clock run down. This is the way I take the safety, though. I take the ball and I'd snap it right out of the end zone. Then I'd kick it off and play defense.
It wasn't done on purpose. If you read Bellatti's lips, he said, how did that happen?
Hey, I think you're crazy.
Okay.
Minute 12 left. They run. Morris got smacked around.
Right there.
He goes down. Probably be able to run the clock down to 30 seconds. I think it's going to be whistled in for play here momentarily. There you go, at 57, so they'll be able to take it down. The play clock didn't start for 4 seconds. Texas got jobbed 4 seconds on the play clock.
I'd take a safety right now, and then I would kick off from the 20.
Right. You know, no matter what happens in this game, the way it ends, 2001, both these teams are going to come back with great football teams. Oregon's entire offense, for the most part, returns. They lose one of their wide receivers. They're going to have to replace some defensive players. And Texas, I'm sure, is going to be in every publication.
I'll tell you what it is.
Before you go, Lee, the red line in there will tell you with the punt return and length of punt where, by average, Texas should get the ball if Oregon kicks it. Go ahead.
Texas has of the top 44 players coming. They have 84% of those guys are underclassmen, freshmen and sophomores. I mean, that's a lot of good-looking football players coming back. Texas.
Texas will be preseason top 5. Oregon will be a preseason team, and probably looked at with Joey Harrington coming back and a lot of other skilled players coming back. Maurice Morris.
Well, let's see. They take the safety.
I don't know, but I would take a safety.
They have the quarterback Harrington in there. They have the punter Curtis Dorr in there as well. They'll throw it back to Dorr, who wastes some time.
Don't do that.
Waste some time on the end line.
That's it.
Step out, take the safety with 21 seconds to go. It's 35-30. Free kick for Oregon coming from its own 20-yard line.
And you can punt it. You don't have to kick it off.
Yeah,
do either one.
And also, it's an interesting point here. Paul Horning taught me this. You can fair catch this play
and free kick it
and then you could get and kick it a field goal if you needed to, but they couldn't do that. But you could get a fair catch so you don't waste any time. Your quarterback gets to throw the football instead of trying to run it back.
One reason I say this is a little bit scary, a little risky, because the talent that they have at receiver, all it takes is one play of B.J. Johnson to be able to get behind, or Roy Williams to get behind that secondary, and they can score a touchdown. You go from maybe at the worst having the game tied to losing the game.
A tip ball. You were worried about the block punt as coach.
Exactly. I was worried about the block punt, and I'm also worried about them returning a punt for a touchdown, where this is going to be very difficult for them to return because you got all your guys spread out.
Right.
When you have a punt, you have them all in there tight. That's why I agree, win or lose, I agree with Mike Bellotti's philosophy of taking a safety here.
This is part of the head coaching job, the tactics as the game goes on.
Instead of strategy when you have coaching meetings.
Mac Brown's offense will get its hands on the ball, try for the big play, which in this case would win the game if they get a touchdown. As Lee mentioned, free kick, you can kick off the tee or punt. They will choose to punt. Where will Sims and company get it? So they punt. Take it right out of bounds at the 38-yard line, unable to return it. So the Longhorns will have 62 yards to go. 19 seconds, no timeouts, needing a touchdown.
Remember, the Holiday Bowl is known for some crazy finishes.
I won a game here, 38-37 on the last play of the game, but a guy missed an easy field goal. This is anything can happen.
The second Holiday Bowl. Roy Williams in the game. Montrell Flowers, 4 receivers. You don't have to go for the end zone on this play. You can get a chunk of 15 yards quick, so you're close enough. Chris Sims has the arm to throw it this far.
We got Roy Williams down here at the bottom.
He's trying to get free. They clear out space. It is caught by Sloan Thomas. He gets out of bounds, and now they're going to have a couple of shots from 44 yards to go to the end zone here.
This is scary.
This is scary.
Now it's scary.
Yeah.
Now it's scary.
I don't know if he should have taken that safety or not now.
Now they're just one tip pass away from losing this game. The strategy makes sense. It's just, here they are now.
What they need is a nice sack here from the outside.
B.J. Johnson, top of the screen with Montrell Flowers.
There's 5 more yards.
Check the movement here. Leonard Davis, their stud left tackle for Texas. Did he move first?
This is that gray area where the defender moves and the offensive lineman reacts.
Prior to snap, offside on the defense.
It's at the 39, boys.
First down.
It's at the 39-yard line. Mac Brown tells his team to huddle up. 39 yards is no big deal. Chris Sims' average touchdown pass this year was 38.1.
In the last 5 games, 50 yards per score.
Well, last 2 games averaged 49 yards on 5 touchdown passes. I told you they shouldn't have went for that safety.
Yeah. Here's Roy Williams right at the bottom.
He has not been able to run full speed. 12 seconds. Sims now flush. Did he get it away? They want grounding. No grounding flag came down. It will be an incomplete pass unless they say it was a sack.
All right, let me give you a story that happened to me. You see the situation with 6 seconds to go? This is not grounding because there was a receiver in the bottom corner.
So it was.
I lost the football game
Take me back to the big
to
house.
Michigan, the big house, with Anthony Carter in the exact same situation. And this is what I would do. I'd send everybody deep, and I'd send somebody dragging across, and I hit him in the middle and let him try to run for a touchdown. And that's how Anthony Carter beat me with 6 seconds to go.
The receiver in the area saved them. The ball did not cross the line of scrimmage when thrown there. This could be the final play of the game. They may squeeze another one in. I don't think so. 3 receivers up top. Is it another Holiday Bowl miracle finish? Final play of the game. Sims unloads for the end zone. Incomplete. And for the first time in school history, Oregon has won 10 games.
The Texas Longhorns with 30. And once again, they simply.
Final score, Oregon 35, Texas 30. Thanks to our Thursday night crew. It's been a great